Robyn's eyebrows leave me speechless. I'm usually not someone who shames people's makeup or looks, but considering the fact that Robyn, thought it was fair game to shame Mary, Janelle, and Christine for their weight gain, stretch marks, age, and wrinkles, justifying why these physical aspects made the OG3 wives unattractive to Cody after 30 plus years of marriage and 13 children. It would only make sense to hold Robyn by the same standards of minute inspection and quality checks in the looks department that she prides herself so much in. I still have a hard time digesting the fact that Robert thought it was okay for her to do no jobs and drain the lifetime earnings of the OG3 wives towards her high-end shopping sprees in return for her bedroom services to her best customer Cootie. And it's even more hilarious that Cootie thought he could lord over all these women for eternity just because he was born with a male organ and despite being useless in all other areas of life. Switching gears to Robyn's eyebrow situation, it's a spectacle in itself. It's baffling how they've progressively worsened. I'm at a loss for words. Isn't there anyone in her circle pointing out how alarming they appear? They resemble caterpillars on a cross-country journey at best. Seriously, someone needs to introduce her to a beauty tutorial on YouTube and pronto. Considering both Robyn and Cody seem to approve of his hairstyle, it's likely they share a similar sentiment about her eyebrows. Yeah, but if she could spare some of her overly lush and testosterone pumped up looking eyebrows and fill in Cody's half naked body shots in the poop infested water on Coyote Pass, that would be of great public service. I'm still shuddering. I'm still shuddering at the thought of Robert and Cootie's hairy tale happy ending. Her sense of style truly is uniquely unappealing. I've never seen her opt for natural fabrics, neither natural smiles nor natural tears. Even her words are not natural and are completely insincere. This leads me to speculate if her remarkably unattractive eyebrows might actually be unnatural too. Are they permanent eyebrows? Perhaps inked by a less than sober enthusiast? Maybe someone who was a follower of this channel? Who did this to her as a deliberate act? They resemble the kind of eyebrows you might stamp on. She really should consider a softer approach with her eyebrows, perhaps using a more petite stencil. Currently, they're filled in so heavily and boldly, akin to the uninhibited, forceful handiwork of a tantrum-throwing toddler who hasn't yet mastered the art of subtlety. But when Robert was, in double quotes, dying during her ER visit during COVID, from which she got turned away by the hospital because she wasn't unwell enough, that's the one time all of us audiences had the good fortune of witnessing her actual eyebrows that were the real deal. I think she uses the eyebrow pencil on her eyebrows with the same force with which she grabs Cody's face with her hands to shut him up, or an inappropriate forced kiss on Christine's wedding day with her mouth to shut him down. I would not be surprised if she's into using the plush Sharpie either. Delving into a more earnest speculation, perhaps she opts for microblading and allows it to entirely fade before undergoing the procedure again. The appearance in this picture might be what it looks like about 2 weeks post microblading. However, rethinking it, such solid and dark brows wouldn't fade away completely, especially if they're applied with a machine rather than a manual blade. The notion of this being a semi permanent feature on her face is amusing, yet, the varying shapes we've seen across 3 seasons suggest that it's more a case of her struggling with drawing them on correctly. My theory is that she might be utilizing those plastic eyebrow stencils from Anastasia. You know, the kind you place over your brows and fill in. But instead of creating the look of individual hair strands, she seems to be filling them in entirely, giving them a solid appearance, like a little infant being given a crayon and coloring for the first time. Another possibility is that she's applying brow gel with a heavy hand, almost as if she's filling holes in a wall. It also seems like she's constantly attempting to correct their shape, which inadvertently leads to them becoming progressively larger and thicker. Interestingly, recent candid photos of her suggest her eyebrows aren't always this thick. A telltale sign of tattooed brows is when they start showing a grayish, greenish tint as they fade. That's typical for darker ink. This is something often noted by professionals who specialize in color correcting such tattoos. It's a bit surprising how much attention I've been paying to this and how deeply invested I am in Robyn's eyebrows. But I've seen recent photos of her in a mall, and her eyebrows appeared very similar to what we've been discussing. Based on my observations of faces and body language, it's just a hypothesis, but I believe Christine has undergone microblading. The individual strokes and color spread are quite discernible in her case. It's conceivable that Robyn might have read comments where people likened her eyebrows to hatchets, prompting her to opt for a fuller, more dense look. And it's astonishing that Robyn claimed she taught Cody how to style his hair in its current state. Personally, I wouldn't want any association with such a disaster in the name of a hairstyle. Cody's hairstyle does have a certain resemblance to uncooked top ramen noodles, especially if you're feeling peckish. Regarding her use of stencils, maybe she ought to consider ones designed for human faces rather than something akin to Mr. Potato Head. Indeed, it's puzzling how one can invest a hefty sum in clothing and beauty products, yet the end result is reminiscent of a 1970s era couch, much like the one my grandma had. She manages to echo a variety of distinct looks, from Cody's mother to her own mother, along with the unique appearance of those traditional dried apple dolls. She even brings to mind historical figures like George Washington and Martha Washington, not to mention characters such as Squareface and Mr. Potato Head, topped off with her notable caterpillar eyebrows. It's quite fascinating how she embodies so many different, diverse appearances. Unfortunately, that's what Cody misunderstood for Diesel Jean model, though I've never seen a flat-chested Diesel Jean model with a missing ass. And who could forget the scene where she's in bed, hood drawn over her head, giving off the impression she's gearing up for a heist at a liquor store? Truly memorable. She does have an unusual appearance, almost goblin-like in a way. Her name should be Goblin, not Robyn. It's quite surprising how old she looks, considering she's the same age as me. With the amount of money they seem to spend, it's perplexing that Robyn and Cody don't appear to prioritize self-care. Sorry, you can hear my baby in the background, but I'm going to keep going on about Robyn. Robyn and Cody can afford 3 mini bikes, but basic skincare seems neglected. Cody's lips, for instance, often appear dry and pale, almost as if he's in dire need of hydration. Chapstick isn't a big investment, yet his lips give off the impression of needing urgent care. There's a possibility that their lifestyle choices may be involving alcohol or medications, which might be impacting their overall well-being and appearance. It's curious to ponder whether Robyn might engage in facial shaving. Could it be possible that she has significant eyesight issues that might shed some light on her fashion choices? and her decision in choosing a partner, the possibility that she is intentionally going for that eyebrow to look like a joke and is trolling her audiences. Then there's the matter of Cody's unique hairstyle, particularly those bare patches amidst his curls. It seems those areas could benefit from some of the abundance from Robyn's eyebrows, embracing a bit of a sharing is caring approach. That's all from me today, everyone. Talk to you soon on another video, another time. Peace out.